Hey there, true crime fanatics and legal drama lovers. Welcome back to Cinema Lancelot, your go-to source for deep dives into everything entertainment. Today, we're talking about a show that's been a staple in our lives for decades. You guessed it, Law and Order Special Victims Unit. More specifically, we're dissecting Season 27, Episode 5, an episode that promised a big return, but delivered something a little different. We've all been waiting for it, right? Amanda Rollins, our beloved detective turned professor, finally made her comeback to Special Victims Unit after almost 3 years of anticipation since her departure in Season 24, Episode 9. Fans like us were on the edge of our seats. We expected fireworks, emotional reunions, a real moment for Rollins. But what do we get? Rollins jumping back in like she never left, which is great. She's professional. But aside from an overly enthusiastic welcome from a patrol officer, her return felt underwhelming. Almost invisible, even. Seriously, Special Victims Unit? Is that all we get for 3 years of waiting? Let's take a dive into this deeper.
Now, I get it. Law and Order SVU Season 27 has been trying to shift away from being so Benson-centric, which, let's be honest, is a good thing. We all remember the Maddie Flynn debacle, and a more ensemble feel is definitely welcome. But for Rollins to be practically a background character in her big return, that just doesn't sit right. We saw her doing the work, sure, but where was the emotional impact? The significant conversations? There were tiny hints of something bigger brewing. That patrol officer bothering her about Curry being former IAB and Curry's bitter remark about his friend. And a subtle nod when Rollins almost sat at Bruno's desk, hinting at her old spot. But no personal check-in from Benson. No drinks after a tough court case. It felt oddly disconnected for two characters with such a deep history. And speaking of missed emotional beats, I really wanted Rollins to react more strongly to Natalie's lies and manipulations. She mentioned Kim faking a pregnancy too, but it was delivered without any real emotion. Considering how Kim tried to ruin Rollins' life after all Rollins did for her, that should have been a much bigger moment. It was a real opportunity to tie in Rollins' personal history, and it just didn't happen. Now let's talk about the case itself. I have to say I'm not a huge fan of false accusation storylines on SVU to begin with. While they do happen, they're rare, and SVU has such a massive platform for survivor-oriented content. My fear is always that these stories can inadvertently make people doubt real survivors unless there's overwhelming evidence. This particular case with Natalie was especially annoying because it felt so exaggerated. 30 doulas scammed? For how long did this go on without anyone raising an alarm? Lily managed to get 30 doulas to come forward with one post on a message board. You'd think warnings about a client faking pregnancy for free services or a suspicious doula asking for advice would have spread like wildfire. The crimes were not the doula's faults, obviously, but it just didn't seem realistic that this prolific scam went unnoticed until it was too late. And another thing, where was Dr. Huang or a similar court psychiatrist? Natalie's behavior was so bizarre, and the defense brought in an expert claiming she had a disorder that made her unaware of harming others. Who better to refute that than a court psychiatrist with a different opinion? Remember when Huang and Benson had their disagreement? Even with that, an expert opinion here could have made all the difference, preventing a situation where the best justice was dropping charges and hoping Natalie reoffended. Finally, what was with Natalie approaching Benson after the trial? Does she see Benson as her next victim? If so, she's in for a rude awakening because, as Benson said, she's as good at spotting a liar as she is at showing empathy, and that probable cause for arrest stemming from their conversation. Was it just because Natalie admitted Eduardo never raped her? It felt like weak evidence for such a pivotal moment. We cover it all here at Cinema Lancelot. Now, I want to hear from you. Did you love, hate, or feel something in between for Law and Order SVU Season 27, Episode 5? Tell me in the comments what you love best about this show, and let's talk. Remember, the more people comment on this video, the more likely I am to bring you more of the SVU-related content we both love. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with your friends so they can join the conversation. Until next time, stay spotlighted.